contribute. And then they're going to have to handle that relentless, tenacious pressure defense. I believe that Bardo and Gill are the best defensive tandem in the nation. As a duo, they are superb. And before you scream out in Oklahoma, I know Mookie Blaylock's a great defender, but they have two of them here in Illinois.
The rap, if you want to put a number on both these teams, would be who can control the tempo, who can handle the key man.
Yeah, they got to handle inside. Mr. Hammonds, he's such a powerful force on the interior.
But, Dick, neither team offers the real big guy. These are big enough, perhaps, but they don't have the real big man in the middle.
That's the big cry we hear out of Illinois, but they have so many athletes that play so big.
Battle is one of them who just took that shot.
Yeah, they have some great jumpers inside. They rely on their tremendous athletic ability and great team balance.
All right, Oliver, who really would prefer to be playing an off-guard position, handling the point now for Georgia Tech.
He's been their consistent player. He's done anything they've asked him to do. He's just a tremendous kid.
Sherrod is number 42. The Yellow Jackets are in the dark blue. That's McNeil looking down the lane. Couldn't find it. They take it inside to Hammonds. He's shut off, and Sherrod to the baseline.
Notice when Hammonds touches the ball inside, two people converge on him.
Got open. That's two, and it's good.
He is a one-dimensional player right now, Keith. He's going to have to add a lot to his game before he's a legitimate, what we call, star player on a collegiate level. An excellent long-range shooter, but shot selection sometimes is a problem with Dennis.
Tech steals it. This is Oliver.
Give it up.
2-on-1.
Nice play by Oliver. 2-on-1. Keeps the ball, draws the defensive player to him, and then dumps it off for the layup.
McNeil getting the basket for Georgia Tech.
They need some points out of McNeil. He's starting in place of Bo Britton today, and he's an inside power player.
Hamilton inside. Good.
He had 25 against Georgia Tech over in Hawaii, and that's what he does best, catch the ball and shoot it.
Now you start to get the pressure in backcourt as Kendall Gill picks up Ryan Oliver. Now eases up at midcourt.
You know what's amazing? Georgia Tech only had 10 turnovers out in Hawaii in a real war of the game. Look at that leaper right there.
Missing the shot. Hamilton.
They really push the ball up the floor. Lou Henson is signaling pressure, pressure. He wants pressure defensively.
And we're tied at 4.
Then they try to draw you to a position, then give a lot of help defensively. They switch a great deal on the inside. Hamilton's had a history of getting in foul trouble trying to check Hammonds. They ought to go to Hammonds.
Good play, Oliver. Slapped out of there.
Oh!
Twice.
Oh!
Slapped it out the first time, and the Illini run it. Bardo in the middle. Foul.
They are so quick and explosive, Keith. They score points quickly with their tremendous team speed. Here's Bobby Cremins, the gray fox on the sideline, talking to Anthony Sherrod. Now watching the blocks inside. They're not big. Mr. Henson says, we're not big. But oh, look how big they play. There comes one. Boom, get out of there. And here goes the second one. Rejection City. Bingo.
Oliver, the foul for Georgia Tech. The Illini play it in.
It's quiet here, maybe because it's so early, Keith.
Bardo, a gamer out in front. Gill handling it with him. They're letting him have some contact out in front. Hamilton looks to the baseline.
Oh, great cut without the ball.
Nick Anderson.
He's their most valuable player. He's such an outstanding clutch player. Nick Anderson was a great high school player out of Chicago, Simeon High School, and he's done everything they've asked him to do here in an Illinois uniform.
Illinois right now on a 6-0 run.
Georgia Tech trying to play some tempo. They can't run up and down the floor. Patient.
McNeil almost losing. This is Sherrod. Got it. Foul.
They need a little scoring out of Anthony Sherrod.
Hamilton.
He can shoot the ball. He's a role player.
Well, if they can get something out of the 4th and 5th people, they're really fundamentally, in many instances, 3 against 5.
Well, here he is in a one-on-one situation. Now, there he is now in a switching move. They have Hamilton outside. There's a little... Well, he definitely bumps him, kisses it off the glass, a la John Wooden style. Coach Wooden used to teach that down at UCLA.
Sherrod to the line to try to make it a 3-point effort and put Georgia Tech back into the lead at 7-6.
Georgia Tech's really played a tough schedule. Bobby Cremins is one of the Frank Lloyd Wrights of basketball, an architect. He took this program from the depths of despair and has made it such a competitive basketball program. Half-court trap.
Pressure out in front now.
Diagonal look for the layup.
Got a foul called on Tom Hammonds inside. Hammonds, gamer, was not about to give Kenny Battle that dunk. He went right up with it.
He's a prototype power forward. You want to post someone up to the middle of the floor is step number one, and then hit it out to the wing and throw the diagonal pass, step two, and that's what they do right there and get the foul on Hammonds. Look at Hammonds. He's a big-time player. The NBA scouts love him, Keith. He's a member of my Super Six of my senior class Dynamos.
Whistle stops him. As Anderson started his move inside, the call made by Lenny Wirtz. Lenny and Larry Limbo out of the ACC. Joe Sylvester out of the Big Ten. Mixed crew today.
Lou Henson with 520 career wins has done a great job here, but unfortunately, many of the people look at their fall at the end of the year in NCAA. That's a walk. That's a walk. They just get judged basically on what they do during the NCAAs, and they come up short.
Sherrod, Hammonds, and Oliver all now with a foul for the Illini. Georgia Tech moves it up the court. Oliver handling the ball.
They try to play really pressure defense to create tempo. Georgia Tech plays patient offense to keep the crowd silent.
Dennis Scott.
That's what he does best, Keith.
That's 2 points.
He's got a velvet touch. I don't think he missed yesterday at practice in there 5-on-5. He was like awesome.
Yeah, but they were starting to call him Mr. Glide because he kept gliding back to that three-point area and casting off, and they don't want that.
I call him Mr. Drifter. He's always drifting to the three-point line.
Anderson misses, and a foul is called.
Larry Limbo with the call. Take a look at Battle. He's the heart and soul of this team, a transfer from out of Northern Illinois. Told me yesterday in a hotel, he said, the best player I've ever played against, Coach Vitale, Ron Harper, when I was playing in a Mid-American Conference, now starring for the Cavaliers.
Peter Bloom, assistant professor.
Some guard penetration along the baseline, but then the key is going to be to help rotating over defensively. When you take a look at number 25, Mr. Anderson. Watch him rotate down. They believe in great deal of help. Here he comes. He's a jumping jack. He's one of their flying high Illini, number 25 with the shot block.
Georgia Tech 4 out of 7 from the field. Illinois 3 out of 5. Tech started it out 4-0. Illinois came back with a 6-0 run. Georgia Tech now has responded with a 5-0 run. Pass slapped out of bounds by Kendall Gill.
They utilize momentum off the slam jam bam. Kendall Gill has become a three-point shooter. He's been playing great team defense. In fact, my best two guards defensively in America would be Mookie Blaylock of Oklahoma and Kendall Gill of Illinois.
They drop back now, ease the pressure with Gill, handling Oliver out in front. Inside, you've got Sherrod with the ball for Georgia Tech in the dark shirts.
They're going to try to isolate Hammonds, Keith.
See no changes in the lineup. Ball is loose. McNeil can't handle it. The Illini have it. Battle. Gives it back to Anderson, who gives it back to Gill, who hit it.
Very unselfish basketball team. That's another ingredient that Lou Henson likes about this team. And there was an example. Last year, they would have shot that out of control. They're playing passive defensively. They're not really attacking the ball like I thought they would do. Double up on the inside. As soon as the ball touches inside, they'll try to double.
Hammonds can't get it. McNeil, good rebound to Scott, who's open.
He can shoot the ball. He didn't miss the ball a shot yesterday, and there's a foul underneath.
A pretty good collision and a flying elbow in the effort under the basket. McNeil is going to go out of the ball game, it looks like, and Maurice Britton will come in to replace him for Georgia Tech.
Dennis Scott was the Naismith Award winner as the Player of the Year in high school basketball. And a guy on the sideline for Illinois was, in the opinion of many people, America's #1 high school player, Marcus Liberty. They rotate in a zone now, 2-3 zone. Now they take a look at it, a zone. It's like a 2-3 zone.
Battle can't get it. Hamilton rebounds it, loses to Sherrod.
That's a good move going in the zone. It helps to negate the great one-on-one ability and quickness of Illinois.
Scott, 0 for 4.
He is on fire. We talked about how he's a streaky shooter. He's capable of hitting 9 in a row and then missing 6 or 7 because his shot selection. He was the key we talked about on top of the show.
Bardo won't get it. Rebound lost by Hammonds inside. Oh, what an effort. Battle finally can't control it. Peck comes with it.
Get it to the hot shooter.
5 in
He's
a
on
row.
fire. Get a timeout, Lou Henson. Get a TO, baby. Look at Kremen says, I love it, Dennis.
Scott has 11 points. Hammonds has none. So Dennis Scott's carrying him right now.
Wow.
What you eating, babe?
Nothing, honey.
Oh, you can tell me.
Kellogg's Nut and Honey Crunch.
Looks good, Private. What is it?
Nothing, honey.
Kellogg's Nut and Honey Crunch.
When you've got the special taste of nuts and honey all wrapped up in a hearty crunch, what more can you say? Here's what. New Nut and Honey Crunch Biscuits. Crunchy biscuits of wholesome shredded wheat with that special nut and honey taste inside.
Wow.
Kellogg's Nut and Honey
Now in biscuits, too.
Crunch.
Well, I was worried about my hair because I participate in a lot of sports. I have to shampoo every day. And a lot of times I'll shampoo 2-3 times a day. And I worried till I used my daughter's Johnson's baby shampoo.
Johnson's cleans hair clean, leaves hair healthy looking, no matter how much you shampoo.
My hair feels clean using Johnson's baby shampoo, and it feels healthy. And those are the important things to me.
The more you shampoo, the more you need Johnson's.
So, hey, I think I'm doing the right thing for my hair.
Land safe.
Illinois has missed 4 of its last 5 shots. Georgia Tech has made 5 of its last 6. That's why the turnaround on the score as Dennis Scott is 5 for 5 from the field and 11 points.
There's the inside-outside action. The ball goes down to McNeil, and there's Scott trying to run to the three-point line. See, I really believe the three-point shot has really deterred his game from developing because all he wants to do is constantly find the line and shoot the ball, and he is an outstanding shooter.
Inside, the pass goes to Battle, and Kenny can't get it down. Larry Smith is in at the guard position, number 23 now, for the Illini.
This place is waiting for that one big play, Keith, to get them into it because right now the crowd is very flat. Now watch the entrance right here. The good pass on the entry, down into the interior. There goes Battle. He's a left-hander, great legs.
Britton replaced Georgia Tech committing the foul. First free throw good by Battle. Tom Hammonds, the only player so far with 2 personal fouls, and Kenny gets them both.
He improved his free throw shooting. Now here he's going to go into a trap. Battle at the point. Now he's going to try to rotate into a trap. Then they drift back into their man-to-man defense. Oliver doing a solid job.
Off the Illini.
I try to praise him right there, and he almost has the turnover. Look, he says, come on, guys, help me out. Where are you, Kenny Anderson? I need you now. Anderson's the great high school player that they hope to be playing at Point next year from out of New York City.
Scott bobbled it back to Britton.
Britton's been a major disappointment. He was an MVP out of junior college, 37-2 at Hutchinson Community College. Has been a little overweight, lack of stamina, and hasn't done the job in the middle.
Hammonds finally gets one.
He's a big-time player. When you talk about the great 6 players of the senior class, Danny Ferry, look at an 18-10 lead rotating into that zone.
Tech's now on a 14-4 run. Pass goes into Hamilton. Back to Battle. Got it.
He's improved his shooting from the wing, and if he wants to be an NBA player, he's going to have to make that shot consistently.
Oliver with Smith checking him. Britton to the top of the key.
Trying to swing the ball side to side.
Hammonds.
Try to get Hammonds on that box inside. He's a prototype power forward.
Sherrod to Scott.
Great look.
Beautiful
Great
pass
look.
given away to Britton.
He's such a talent, Dennis Scott. He can be as good as he wants to be. Great creativity with the basketball. Played at Flint Hill. They were #1 in the nation in high school his senior year.
Hamilton just takes it up over Britton and stuffs it.
That's what he does well. You catch the ball and shoot it. He can't put it to the floor, and certainly not a good passer.
Georgia Tech by 6, 20-14.
Exactly the way Bobby Cremins wanted it. Get the lead, control the crowd, good tempo.
Britton. So the big guy takes it up from the foul line and drops it softly through.
He must have heard me say that he's been a little disappointed. Came out of junior college, and they were expecting him to be a real force inside.
3, good. Kendall Gill breaks him up a little bit. Hammonds, 2, no.
That's what they want.
Comes out of there to Gill, and he moves it in a hurry.
Keith, they want the quick shot by Georgia Tech. That's exactly what they wanted.
3 misses. Oliver gets it. Battle after him, almost picked his pocket. Inside Hammond.
He's a man inside. It's like a mismatch. Anytime he catches the ball down in the boxes, that would be like comparing the voice of Dolly Parton with the voice of Minnie Pearl. You're laughing at me on that one. There's that zone defense trying to slow up the attack.
Battle hits the back iron. Dennis Scott, big, strong kid, goes up and gets it.
That was the one rap on Illinois last year. Their inefficiency is shooting the ball and the free throw. And they've really worked on improving in those areas.
Hamilton slaps it away, but Oliver saves it. And travels.
I smell a run coming. I really smell an explosive run by Illinois. They've been very flat. Bobby Kremens' team is well prepared. There's Lou Henson, the Lou Doom, doing it. Come on, Lou,
he
get
sent
it right
new
up.
people in here. He's got Irvin Small checking into the ball game, a 6'7" junior at forward. Get a little more size under the board, a little more battle perhaps to go with Kenny Battle. Number 30, Marcus Liberty is now checked in. The much praised Liberty, who sat out last year. And he has not really hit his stride yet.
Well, he's America's #1 high school player 2 years ago. Some said Mr. Scott, but versatility, I would have went with Liberty.
This is Gill for 3. And Oliver outside with the Georgia Tech rebound.
Oliver's a solid player. He's so consistent. He rebounds. He does anything the coach wants. Great attitude. He can score. He'd be an outstanding second guard next year when they get Anderson in the uniform.
Inside to Hammonds, and it's slapped out of there by Liberty.
Here goes Showtime. Showtime right here.
Give it a Gill.
There it is.
Gill was open. He took it in himself.
Flying Illini in transition. You got to really work on defensive transition.
Scott, 3-0. Rebound inside. Anderson goes over the top of Britton.
Britton looks a little active today. I've heard my reports in getting prepared for the game and that he's been very ineffective inside, but he seems to be active. Maybe he got a message by sitting on a bench. There's the wing jump shot by Scott, takes the quick shot, and here comes Britton, very active. His team was 37-2 in junior college last year. Hutchinson Junior College, they won the National Junior College Championship.
Coming into the ball game for Georgia Tech, Carl Brown, 6'2" junior guard.
He's a pure point guard. He's got good speed. He's from England, was a soccer player.
Replaced Sherrod inside.
They're holding Hammond down.
Tangled up inside with Small. Foul is on Small, his first.
Now watch Tom Hammonds trying to post inside. They're leaning all over him. They're grabbing him. They're holding number 20. They bump him, no doubt about it. Tom says, please make the call.
Georgia Tech with 5 team fouls. Illinois 4 now. That's Dennis Scott outside with Kendall Gill trying to handle him, and he has been red hot. But he's been quiet over the last 3 minutes.
Gill's got to find him off those screens. They're going to try to post Gill down inside with Scott posting him. He's his big, wide body. The screen across the lane, a horizontal screen. Carl Brown, not a threat.
That's Oliver with a crease and scores.
Lenny Wirtz with the call, gets the offensive foul, Keith.
Takes off the basket.
I like Oliver. What a class act. His mom and dad could really be proud of him. I know this guy's proud of him. You talk to Bobby Kremens, he loves Mr. Oliver. There he is now, splits the defensive player. He's up in the air. Oh, yes, there's the defensive player. He definitely leans right into him. Good call by Lenny Wirtz.
24-19, Georgia Tech by 5 over the undefeated Fighting Illini.
They're the only team in America undefeated in Division I. Doesn't seem like anybody wants to be number 1.
That was Brian Oliver's second personal foul.
There's that zone, forces you to play at a little slower pace.
That's Liberty off the back iron.
Little off balance. He's playing very tentative basketball. He's really trying to fit into a system. It's been really difficult for Marcus.
That's Scott. Boy, he's hot.
You got to know where he is on the floor. As soon as the ball goes down inside in a 2-man game, you got to shape up and find Scott because he'll knock that down all day. 520 wins for Mr. Henson.
That's Battle responding.
Georgia Tech wants to make this a half-court game, Keith.
8.5 minutes to go in the first half. 6-point Tech lead.
He's quick with the ball. Carl Brown, not a threat to shoot it, a penetrator. He now frees Oliver to go play the second guard position.
That's Brown. Brown slams into Liberty. And it's offensive foul, Brown.
Marcus Liberty rotating over defensively. That's one of the problems that he's had in adjusting defensively. As Liberty now, he comes over to give help. He steps in, and that's what Illinois does so well. They're constantly giving help to one another defensively.
That'll be 16 fouls on Georgia Tech.
You gotta like this guy, the popular Bobby Cremins. What a fighter, what a competitor. Played under Frank McGuire. Was a fierce competitor when he was a point guard at South Carolina.
Battle with a turnaround. Tipped by Small and out of bounds. Georgia Tech.
Not good shot selection, Keith. Really taking bad shots. Battle's got to go inside a little bit more. I almost get the feeling that they believe they can turn it on and put them away when they want.
That'll get you beat.
You better believe that. That's North Carolina. I thought they thought that against Virginia, and they were blown out last Sunday.
Hammond. Cold shooting day. Rebound. Liberty way up to get it.
He's versatile. He's multi-dimensional. He's going to be a great Illinois player once he gets comfortable.
Gill. Battle the rebound.
That's where he's got to go. Mr. Battle. A high riser. Lou says, I like that, Kenny. And they love it.
4-point Georgia Tech lead now at 27-23, and the crowd gets into the game really for the first time today.
They're playing very flat. They need a little energy, and it's got to come from the sixth man. I don't think they're awake yet. There goes the crowd. The Orange Crush. Here they go.
Get it. And the Illini with Smith handling it out in front. Into the corner to Gill to the paint. Won't go down.
He
makes a hard bounce off the back iron.
He makes things happen. He really does. I know one Illinois fan is nervous in front of his TV. Our boss, Dennis Swanson, an alum this year. You know he loves. He can tell you every statistic about an Illinois player.
Smith out. Bardo back in for the Illini.
Now here's a story about Kendall Gill. You and I brought it up to him today here before the game. When they were recruiting Kendall Gill, there was a player by the name of Michael Christian. He was America's premier guard. Everybody loved Mr. Christian. And they were in a varsity room here at Illinois, and all the alumni were all around Christian, and Kendall Gill was standing by himself. No one paying any attention. Bottom line, Kendall Gill is now a star. Michael Christian, who went to Georgia Tech, is not in a uniform today and is in junior college and will ultimately play for Perry Clark at Tulane. Perry being a former assistant coach of Bobby Cremins.
Gill on the line. The foul was called against Britton, his second personal. So Hammonds, Oliver, and Britton all have 2 personal fouls now for Tech. It's Georgia Tech 27 and Illinois 24. And 7:04 to go first half. Next Sunday, doubleheader. Ohio State, Louisville will start it at Louisville, followed by Michigan at Purdue. Begins at 2 Eastern time here on ABC Sports. Here's Cheryl Miller.
Hold on.
Well, I've cued her twice. Here's Cheryl Miller.
All right, Dick. I'll tell you one thing. The crowd hasn't been a factor here, but now they are. Illinois doing a good job of getting back in the game. As you can see, this is the Orange Crush section. You have the paint over here, but you now have the Dick Vitale shape. Back to you, Keith.
They are wild, Keith.
Rough neighborhood.
I'm better looking in that shirt, I'll tell you that. And I know I'm ugly. Look at that drive. No one rotates over.
Oliver steals one on the baseline, coming off the corner. And the Georgia Tech lead is now 5 at 29-24.
Oliver is such a clutch player. There was a great article by Mark Bradley, one of the great basketball writers from Atlanta, about Oliver. And I'll tell you, deservedly so. He is my kind of player. Every coach wants an Oliver on his team.
That's Nick Anderson back in the ball game, short off the iron and rebounded by Sherrod for Georgia Tech.
They're getting some contributions from some of their role players, because 68% of the offense of Georgia Tech comes from 3 players: Scott, Oliver, and Hammond.
And it's Hammonds off the top of the key. Good sharp pass inside Scott, and he scores it in his foul.
What a tremendous pass by Tommy Hammonds. He dumps it back into Dennis Scott. He says, Dennis, how do you like that assist? And he looks so calm, so cool. There he is, going to make like he's going to shoot the jumper. He's up in the air. He spots Dennis Scott down in the box. He drives it. Here goes the wide body. Look at that wide body. Squaring his. That's the easiest basket you'll get, Mr. Scott. He looks at Larry Limbo, says thank you.
He's got 16 points. Liberty the foul. 8-point lead for the Jackets.
As I said earlier, Keith, I think the three-point line helps to stop a kid like that from becoming a complete player because all he wants to do is shoot the three. Today he's playing a little bit more versatile. They're in that zone. That zone's been very effective.
Anderson doesn't get it. And the rebound is off to McNeil. Georgia Tech shooting 65% from the field right now and 100% at the line, and that won't hurt him either as McNeil.
See, that's the kind of contribution we were talking about. Guys like McNeil, Sherrod, Britton, timeout against by Lou Henson. He's got to get his team fired up because they look a little flat, Keith.
They're also 10 points down with 5:43 to go in the first half. Is always well taken in conference play. Win at home, split on the road, especially in the Big Ten, which has no postseason conference tournament. One of Illinois' big wins this year over Michigan, 96-84, 8 days ago, here at Assembly Hall in Champaign. 3 conference wins at home, plus 1 on the road so far at Northwestern for the Fighting Illini. I know it may not seem like it, but Dennis Scott has missed a shot. He's now just 7 of 8 with 17 points and 2 assists as we come to 5:40 to go in the first half. Bardo brings it up for the Illini. Georgia Tech is leading by 10.
Trying to spread the court against that zone, collapsing inside, going to allow him to shoot the perimeter shot.
Hamilton has been very quiet inside.
Well, they've collapsed on him on the interior. Look at Scott sinking down in that zone.
They go to him. And he got it.
He has good hands once he catches the ball inside. He was a Streeton Smith All-American, first team, highly acclaimed out of high school, and has been a Dow Joneser in his career. This year he's been a little bit more consistent. Here comes the trap.
Liberty is out now as Illinois traps at midcourt. Tech handles it all right with Sherrod and Oliver. And now Scott.
Execution offensively has been superb by Georgia Tech. Getting good shots, good spacing offensively. Very patient. Hammonds has improved his perimeter skills, too. He used to be just strictly an inside power player. Using the shot clock. Oh, this is perfect timing.
Hammond.
Oh, that's perfect execution, Keith. 2-on-2 basketball, taking advantage of Hammond's good one-on-one ability on the boxes.
Anderson.
See how quick Illinois shoots the ball versus Georgia Tech? Tempo. He's a good passer.
McNeil.
It's a walk.
He took a travel.
A little late with the ball, but that's definitely a walk. There's a look at Bobby Cremins, 1985-86. Cremins' basketball team was 27-7, and preseason they were #1, and he had a difficult time handling it. The year before, his team was 28-7. That was Mark Price, John Sally. Take a look at the turnovers. There's that zone. Zone's just... He's not a wing shooter. He's improved his shooting, Keith, but he is not a good wing jump shooter. He's an inside player. Can he battle? They're not making anything happen with their defense. Now look at this mismatch. Hamilton playing Oliver out here on a switch. That means they got to have a mismatch somewhere inside. Losing the clock. Every time trying to get some time off the 45. There's a look at the shot clock. Patient, poise, discipline.
Kendall Gill slapped it away out of bounds.
I'm really impressed with the way Georgia Tech is playing. They practiced this yesterday, and they're executing it to perfection. Part of Bobby Cremins' game plan.
6 seconds, 5 seconds now on the shot clock. Somebody's got to put it up in a hurry. And Scott looking at the clock, looking at the crease inside. Travel. So they turn it over for the 7th time.
Now they're sitting down here very relaxed. Some of the crowd trying to get into it, but not everyone. And as Lou Henson said, come on, we got to speed it up. Come on, guys. I want to be #1. I want to be #1. Big question is, who would be #1 if they were to lose? I haven't even thought about it because I had them down Lock City for a W here today.
Ain't over. 3 minutes to go first half. Short off the front.
Not getting shots within their offense of their zone offense.
Well, they had to hit a lot of those kind of shots to win up at Evanston the other night.
Yeah, they really had a war down here. The Zook crew was going bananas. They're holding Hammonds inside.
That's Hamilton.
Hamilton's had a history of getting in foul trouble. You know what's the difference also, Keith? They're not getting any baskets as we watch them playing. Look at him bumping them. I mean, he's going to ride Hammonds here. Number 20. He's holding. Lenny Wirtz says, I got you, Hamilton.
That's his second personal foul.
They're not getting any easy baskets off the transition of their defense to offense as Marcus Liberty arrives on the floor. It's about a King High School. Hamilton goes to the sideline.
Liberty played just over 5 minutes his first appearance.
Here's Oliver doing a good job controlling tempo, trying to get the good angle for the entry inside.
Hammonds got away from Liberty.
He's a big-time player. What a P.T. Peer. Tom Hammonds, what a P.T. Peer. A primetime performer. Definitely an NBA first-rounder. There's Bardo trying to be a politician with Larry Lembo. Now take a look at this guy. This is a 6'8½", big, strong power player up in the air. Explosive step, and here's the foul inside by Bardo. Kremen's doing a little coaching now, drawing diagrams for his man, Mr. Scott. He took a look at a disappointed Lou Henson. I really thought they were going to be emotionally so high today with the potential of being number one.
To 1+1, so they ran away from another potential point, so McNeil will come back.
At home, people, we're watching a team that everybody thought. In fact, I filled out my AP poll before I came over here. I had Illinois number 1. I may have to revamp that baby.
Got them both. It is now a 12-point Georgia Tech lead at 2.5 minutes to go in the first half.
Illinois was down 18 against Missouri and came back. In fact, they were down. They're getting a little cold, and they got to try to force some turnovers.
Hammond. There's a rebound by Liberty. Cleared out the Gill.
They need the big dunk for Uncle Mo. They need that big dunk.
Well, they've had about 6 like that. They've hit the back iron and come out instead of staying in for them. Would make a big difference in this whole thing, wouldn't it?
You know, Hammonds had a great run, scored 40 in a game, had better than 30 on 3 occasions. He's just been brilliant, and then was shut down by North Carolina State on a gimmick defense by Jimmy Valvano when he went to Chris Corciani and had Corciani play Mr. Hammonds along with a lot of help out of his own. In fact, North Carolina State's backcourt, as far as I'm concerned, Corciani and Monroe, right now, to me, are the premier backcourt in the nation. 2 young players, plus the tough one in North Carolina.
That foul was on Oliver, his third. Gill has 7 points.
How really quiet is here. Unbelievable. There's a look at Hammonds. That's a big foul, number 3, Keith. I'm going to write that down right now what the score is when he went out of the game.
Brown will replace him at point guard. The way that front line is shooting right now, they can afford to go with Brown at point guard.
Yeah, Brown is a good ball handler. They were hoping that he would contribute a little bit more coming out of junior college. Because anytime you recruit a junior college player, you recruit him that you think he's going to be an instant contributor.
Now a 10-point ball game. Georgia Tech leading. And we go inside 2 minutes to go in the first half.
So impressed with the way they're executing offensively. They got a hole right there. Yes, sir. Carl Brown called for the hole.
Brown shoved him with an arm as he broke back for the loose ball and picks up the personal foul. That will be his second.
Watch him right now. He's going to hold him off. He's going to seal him. Larry Lembo says no. Larry, one of the better officials, right on the call.
Gill will go to the line 1+1 with 8 points, 3 out of 4 from the line in the first half.
High school right here on this floor. When he was a senior, played against Marcus Liberty. They lost 47-40 as King won the state championship in Illinois. Now their teammates hooking up together.
Missed the second. Rebound Tech. 1:45 to go first half.
Yeah, Illinois was down 18 against Norm Stewart's team, Missouri, and came back and won the basketball game on a neutral floor. I'll see the sprint into court, going to a little four corners, picks up his dribble.
Sherrod to the baseline.
Oh, Britton says that's why he recruited me out of junior college.
Gill can't answer. Foul is on Liberty. He went up behind the man and went over the top. So Liberty picks up his second personal foul.
You know, Georgia Tech really had a tough week last week. They've been playing against some real heavyweights, Keith. It's been a good schedule that Bobby Cremins has put together. Had a heartbreaking loss to Louisville.
Well, they played 5 top 20 teams in their last 7 games.
Well, they'll have more coming up when they play North Carolina and Duke. North Carolina now getting positive contributions out of King Rice. 2 big wins last week, beating Duke and NC State.
That Duke win at Durham was really big.
Yeah, especially with Jeff Lebo sitting on the sideline and being down 5 in the second half and then exploded and winning by 20. King Rice has been doing a good job keeping tempo. Now take a look right here. There is the penetration by Sherrod. He dumps it to Britton. There goes Mo. Mo with a blast. He says, maybe I'll get some PT now. Playing time.
Second not good. Rebound, however, goes to Britton. Tech had Brown playing center field. He hustles back into the action. And
he's spreading the court, going to a little four corners attack, innovated by Dean Smith, putting the ball in Carl Brown's hand. Now they spread, trying to get isolated a one-on-one.
There goes Scott.
He's a good passer. He also can be creative with the ball. Spread the court, get good spacing to eliminate the double team. See, if you're 15 feet apart, they can't double team the basketball.
Got a roll.
Keith, they're doing everything right. They're executing to perfection.
Well, the backcourt scoring is 21 points for Georgia Tech to only 8 for Illinois.
Illinois, the big thing is we haven't seen the Flying Illini. They haven't been able to get up and down the court for layups in transition.
Battle forces one, can't get it. Rebound way in backcourt, and Kenny Battle is the man who hustles to get it.
Illinois struggling with each possession, not getting anything easy, and that's not their trademark.
Georgia Tech has not let them outrun them on the transition game either. This is Bardo. He can't get it.
Bardo's really been quiet in this basketball game.
At the Claxon, misses. So a very poor shooting half for Illinois, and a large part of that due to a stifling defensive effort by Georgia Tech. It is a 14-point lead for the Yellow Jackets at 45-31 at halftime. To give you an idea about the Tech defense, the Illini made only 3 of their last 15 shots.
ABC's College Basketball, brought to you by Pontiac. We build excitement. And by Kellogg's Nut and Honey Crunch, the taste of nuts and honey with a hearty crunch. Now in new biscuits, too. We'll have more after these messages and a word from your local stations.
Lead for Georgia Tech over Illinois, undefeated Illinois at halftime, and Dick Vitale had gone on record that he thought that this Illinois team would have a big day. Well, they haven't. You see the Georgia Tech Scott there is the leading scorer, with Hammonds getting a bit of a slow start, but very effective of late inside, while the Illini shooting is down around 36%. I have a question.
Well, I'll tell you, Keith, I know you busted me here at a halftime. Well, before we came on the air about my prediction about Illinois playing great today, I really felt that. I thought all the ingredients for a big win was here. The fact of being potentially #1, coming off a performance against Northwestern where they struggled to get that W. But today, it has been all Georgia Tech, Keith. If I had to rate right now Bobby Cremins' team, take a look right now. There's Oliver in penetration. Scott runs, squares his body. What a first half. Had 17 big ones. Played brilliantly in that. He also demonstrated some passing ability as well. And we know he can be a good passer. They'll dump the ball. Watch it right here. Reverse it down. There's Sherrod. Dumps it to Scott. Now watch Scott operate along the baseline. And here's the little dish. He drives, he draws, he dishes to his teammate. And there's the layup on the inside. So Dennis Scott has been the star. And then what about Tom Hammonds? His presence on the floor just opens it up for everyone else. There's Hammonds. Look at the explosiveness The bounce off the floor, big 6'8", good touch. Just a great player. I think he's going to be an outstanding NBA player. Now we're going to watch a little penetration. There's Sherrod. Anthony, a good role player, definitely has helped. And there's Britton with a little slam jam bam. If I had to give a grade to Bobby Cremins and his team right now, Keith, I have to give an A+ for their performance in the first half in every phase of the game. The zone defense, the coaching of Bobby Cremins, their execution. On the other side, with Illinois, I got to pass out a D, and I might be nice by doing that.
You didn't make some silly bet like walking barefoot across the Arctic Circle or something like that.
No, I didn't make any crazy one like standing on my head against Austin Peay, where I stood on my head after Illinois were beaten by Austin Peay.
Now let's join Cheryl Miller.
Thank you, Keith. With me is Bob Weinhauer, excuse me about that, and he is the Director of Player Personnel for the 76ers. And Bob, we've seen two talented teams. What do you think about Kenny Battle, Loyal Hamilton, and the rest of those talented players?
Well, it seems to be a number of players here, and of course that's one of the reasons why I came here, to see what's available for this year's draft. Kenny Battle is a great inside player, has great quickness, a left-handed player, makes it tough, really difficult to defend. Of course, Hamilton is a little bit bigger, a little bit stronger, takes the ball to the basket well, has a little bit more of an outside perimeter shot. And of course, now you look at Tommy Hammonds from Georgia Tech. He's another very high draft opportunity pick, excellent scorer inside. Yet I would like to see all three of them develop some type of a perimeter game, increase their outside scoring abilities, quite honestly.
Well, who do you think is going to go as #1 in the draft pick?
Well, the #1 pick this year is a tough one. You know, it's not a clear-cut favorite like Danny Manning was last year. My particular favorite would be Purvis Ellison right now for Louisville. I think he's put together an outstanding year. In the past, he's been a little sporadic. This year, he's been continually playing well, playing above the rim, has demonstrated the fact that he can score inside and outside. He's a big forward who can play center, he can defend, and he can run. I like him a great deal. Now, there are other good ones, and I don't want anybody to hold me to this.
Well, Bob, who makes a good pro? Because we've seen great college players go into the NBA and get lost in the shuffle. And on the other hand, take Michael Jordan, for instance. He was a good, college player, and then look what's happening in the NBA.
It's a tough decision. There are a lot of talented athletes in college who don't make it into pros. But one of the things that is consistent is heart and intensity. It's very difficult to determine what their heart is like. But when you take a talented player that has quickness and has intelligence and then puts intensity with that and can sustain that over a long period of time, that's the type of player we're looking for.
All right. Thanks a lot, Bob. Back to you, Keith.
All right, Cheryl, thanks very much. Again, 14-point lead, Georgia Tech at halftime. ABC's college basketball continues after this message and a word from your local station.
BASF videotape. No matter how many times you play it or record over it, even after 500 plays, the original brilliance always comes through on BASF.
A recent Department of Energy study reveals that most American homes are under-insulated. And that means you. To find out what's right for your home, call Owens Corning at 1-800-GET-PINK.
I'd rather switch than itch, so I switched to Tegrin.
Tegrin medicated shampoo controls all the major causes of itching and flaking, so Tegrin is more than strong enough for tough dandruff like yours.
Wouldn't you rather switch than itch?
Surprise. Here's the tickets for your honeymoon.
Oh, Dad, you shouldn't have.
And we're going with you.
Oh, you shouldn't have.
Northwest frequent flyers earn free trips fast, so you can give them away or go away or both.
My son Icky got the Discover Supreme SL because it has front-wheel drive, FE3 suspension, and because tests prove that the new T-Bird LX and Cougar LS just couldn't run the slalom as fast. That kid, he's got all the moves.
This is not your father's automobile.
I learned it from you, Mom.
New generation follows.
You know me. I knew you once in another place.
Sir, this is a private club.
Good, I'm a very private man.
But, sir, you have to be a member to go in.
Send me an application.
You stay. Affirmative. I'm Hawk.
Saturday.
ABC's College Basketball. Brought to you by new Maximum Strength Pepto-Bismol. Twice the medicine, twice the Pepto. And by the new generation of Oldsmobile. Step into the future now at your Oldsmobile dealer.
This is Assembly Hall at the University of Illinois in Champaign with over 16,000, and they're sitting in stunned quiet. As you look at the halftime stats, it'll tell you pretty much why their team, the undefeated Fighting Illini, are 14 points down.
Georgia Tech, 68% from the field. The 37% is the big difference. And the reason, 7 for 8, Dennis Scott. He's also done a solid job passing the basketball. He's been the star of stars here in the first half in terms of his performance. I think another key that we don't see statistically up there is the fact that Illinois has had only 4 opportunities in transition. They have not gotten the ball up the floor because of the great execution of Georgia Tech in their patience offensively and the fact that they've been scoring offensively. Look at that graphic. When they shoot better than 50%, they go home with the big W back to Atlanta, Georgia.
Question is, can the Illini now
Here's the Gray Fox, Mr.
disrupt them? Can they disrupt the flow of this game and take the tempo away from Georgia Tech?
Well, remember, as I said earlier, against a real good Missouri team, they were 18 down and came back and won. They have any pride.
That's Hammonds inside.
I'll tell you, you're not going to come back when you allow him to post up down in a box like that and get the ball that easily. They're very lethargic. There's that zone, the 2-3, very active. See, they sink inside, and Scott gives them a big guy up on top of that zone, and Oliver. Look at Scott, 6'7", standing up there.
There are no holes. Anderson takes one there, but pays for it as McNeil comes across and belts him and gets a foul.
Anderson's the kind of guy that would like to make the big play. He's the kind of guy that would light the team up. There he is. He spots an opening in the zone. He's like a running back. He sees the seam. He takes off, and he goes in. And there's the block. He gets fouled. Good attempt by Mr. Britt. Mr. McNeil. I'm sorry, Mr. McNeil.
That's his first personal. Anderson on the line for 2. They need a roll, everyone they can possibly get at this juncture, trailing by 13 points.
He had a great Big Ten season last year. He's extended his range too, Keith, offensively, Anderson. Now here comes the full court pressure. They're going to try to get into a trap. Oliver's going to have to handle the ball, Keith. There's a walk
traveling. He got it to Sherrod, and Sherrod let it get away.
I still smell a run by Illinois. I really do. They're too talented. I think they're going to be ready to put a little pressure. And what can happen with Georgia Tech, and Bobby Cremins has to be concerned, if they get a little tentative and try to protect that lead.
Baseline.
There it is.
Battle.
It's Slam Jam Bammer, baby. He's their emotional leader. Kenny Battle. Heat Battle in Seattle is their cry. It they're waking up in Champaign. The crowd's waking up a little bit. See, right now they have to have patience. Make sure they come up with a good shot, Georgia Tech. Smart by Oliver, very smart player. Backs it out. Trying to quiet the crowd. Using the clock, tempo. They are really playing well. Playing with a lot of poise. Brendan's cheering them.
They got Hammonds, but he's pinned down. Now they'll come back to Scott. And he won't go for McNeil. I tell you, that is a war inside for the ball, and finally traveling called on McNeil.
And Bobby Kremitz looking up on the time. He knows his team played such an excellent first half. Look at him jumping. Wacky world of coaching. How they change the look of that zone and match up out of it. So they're playing like what we call a matchup zone defense. Play a man in the area of the floor. They show 2-3, you become 2-3. Oh, yes!
Hamilton.
Oh, yes! Get a timeout, baby, Bobby. Get a TO. Get ready to party in Champaign.
He's trying.
I get a TO.
It's now a 10-point ball game, and the crowd finally woke up.
The Flying Illini. Flight 33. There's the lob over the top. Here they come. This is why they've been undefeated. High riser, Skywalker.
My son Icky got this Cutlass Supreme SL because it has front-wheel drive, FE3 suspension, and because tests prove that the new T-Bird LX and Cougar LS just couldn't run the slalom as fast. That kid, he's got all the moves.
This is not your father's automobile.
I learned it from you, Mom.
This is the new generation of Olds.
When you've got diarrhea, you can take this. And when you're in real trouble, now you can choose new maximum strength Pepto-Bismol. Twice the medicine, twice the Pepto.
You give your all to all you do. Don't settle for less from your shampoo. Wash and go Bird Plus.
To get great-looking hair, you don't need separate shampoo and conditioner. Get it together. In just one step, get your hair clean, more manageable.
Get one that does the work of two.
For control you can't get from shampoo alone.
Wash and go.
Shampoo plus conditioner in one.
Bird Plus.